So I'll do short class on Lord Jagannath and Purusottama. Also today is Padmini Ekadasi. So we'll speak tying it together with Padmini Ekadasi, which is Padmini is a name for Mahalakshmi, also for Rukmini Devi. And then after our Harikatha, we can hear again Prabhuji doing his beautiful kirtan. Our beautiful kirtan. Om Jnanatimirandasya Jnananjanashalakaya Chakshurannviditam Jena Tasmai Shri Guruve Namaha. You give Prabhu? No problem. Guruve Gaurachandraya Radhikaya Tadalaye Krishnaya Krishna Bhaktaya Tadabhaktaya Namo Mahapadanyaya Krishna Prema Pradayate Krishnaya Krishna Chaitanya Namne Gauratishe Namaha. He Krishna Karuna Sindhu Dina Bandho Jagatpade Gopesha Gopika Kanta Shri Radha Kanta Namostute Tapta Kanchana Gaurangi Radhe Vrindavaneshwari Drishabhanusute Devi Pranamami Harite Shri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda Shri Advaita Gadadhar Shri Vasadi Gaura Bhakta Vrinda Kula Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare Hare. Bolo Shri Krishna Balarama ki, Shri Radha Govinda Ju ki, Shri Radha Madhav Ju ki, Gaur Nityananda Prabhu ki, Jagannath Gurudev Subhadra Sudarshan Chakra Ju ki, Giriraj Maharaj ki jai. Bolo Jai Jai Shri Radhe Shyam. Now we are in the auspicious month of Purusottama. We are very lucky to be observing Purusottama Mass in the company of devotees of Sri Krishna. Today is also Padmini Ekadasi Tithi. Ekadasi Tithi is the day of Hari Vasar. So this is described to be non-different from Krishna. Krishna appears as Ekadasi Tithi. From Krishna's 11 senses, transcendental senses, Ekadasi Tithi appears. Rishikena Rishikesa Sevanam Bhakti Ruchate. Bhakti is service to Sri Hari, who is Rishikesh, the master of the senses, performed by our senses. Tana Mana Jivana, by our mind, by our intelligence, by all our indriya, by all our senses, we serve Sri Hari. In the Srimad Bhagavatam, Ambarish Maharaj gave the perfect example of following Ekadasi Tithi. Savai mana Krishna padar vindayor vachansi vaikunta gunanuvarnane karo harir mandira marjanadisu. What is Ambarish Maharaj, how did he serve Sri Hari on Ekadasi? Savai mana Krishna padar vindayo. He engaged his mind in meditating on Sri Krishna's lotus feet. You are very fortunate and very intelligent that it's easy for you here to meditate on Krishna's lotus feet because he is standing in front of you. To engage the mind in Kali Yuga is hard. So Thakurji is so merciful to give us their darshan that we can sit in front of Thakurji, perform smaran very simply, very easily. The mind is very chanchal, restless. In Bhagavad Gita, Krishna says, Arjuna says, Chanchalam himana Krishna, pramati bhalavadridam. To control the mind is more difficult than controlling the wind. So Krishna said, worship my vigraha. Meditate on me in this way. Mayeva manadatsva, mayi buddhim niveshasa, nivashisasya mayeva ata urdvang nasangsaya. Krishna told Arjuna, I guarantee you will be uplifted from illusion if you Mayeva manadatsva, engage your mind completely in me. Mayi buddhi nivesha, engage your intelligence completely in me. Nivashisyasi mayeva, only in me. Then ata urdvangna samsaya, there is no doubt that you will be liberated. So simply every day, I'm sure as you are following, you can sit in front of Thakurji and chant, japa, perform kirtan, offer bhoga. Bhaktivinoda Thakur, our great Seventh Goswami, saying, Jedina grihe bhajana deki grihe te goloka bai. When I see a household where they are worshipping Sri Vigraha, engaged in Thakur Seva, Vaishnav Seva, that place, that household is non-different from Goloka, Vaikuntha or Vrindavan Dham. So this is all of your glories of your devotion, that Sri Krishna Balaram, Sri Radha Madhavji, they have a home here also in Queens. Thakurji is Paramatma, they're in every heart. But most jivas don't have attraction to them. So those who have attraction, love for them, they manifest again from your heart. Paramatma is in everyone's heart. But most of our attention is focused outside, Bahirmukh. We are looking away from God. But He is in our heart. So those who are devotees, they manifest, Paramatma manifests from their heart in Sri Vigraha. Without devotion, Sri Vigraha would not manifest. By your devotion, Sri Vigraha is manifested. So we are very lucky. Padmini Ekadasi. Padmini is a name for Rukmini. So we are here in Rukmini Mataji's house. This is name for Padma, Padmini or Kamala, Lakshmi, Sri Bhagavan's Swarup Shakti. And now also it's Purusottama Mas. This special month is Adhik Mas, very extra special month. And Purushottam is name for Lord Jagannath. Prem Purushottam is Sri Krishna. Lila Purushottam. No, Prem Purushottam, Mahaprabhu. Lila Purushottam, Sri Krishna. Maryada Purushottam, Sri Ramachandra. But say Gaur, say Krishna, say Jagannath. That Krishna, that Gaur, that Ramchandra, they are all together combined in the form of Jagannath. Lord Jagannath has so many glories. Ananta Katha, unlimited. Hari Ananta, Hari Katha Ananta. Just as Hari is boundless, unlimited, Hari Katha is also boundless, unlimited. It is said that Ananta Shesh, Lord Krishna appears in many forms. Baladev, Krishna's non-different form, first expansion. Sankarshan, Karanadakshay, Garbhodakshay, Shirodakshay. Then anything else that's left, Ananta Shesh. Ananta. The Shesh, the end is unlimited. Ananta Shesh. Ananta is unlimited and Shesh means the end. So the end of Hari is also unlimited. How wonderful is Hari? It means you can never come to the end of Sri Hari's glories. So Ananta Shesh, with his unlimited mouths, is constantly speaking Harikatha, and yet he never comes to the end of Hari's glories. How wonderful is Sri Hari. So we'll speak few pastimes. How Sri Krishna appears in Prithvi, on this earth planet. This is called Martya Loka, the abode of birth and death. Haridam, Golok Dham, there the jiva is eternally in their swarup, in their transcendental form. But in this Maya Jagat, the jiva is always Punarapi Jaranam, Punarapi Madanam, Punarapi Jataneapi Sayanam. In Golok Dham, we are eternally existing in bliss. Ananda Chinmaya Rasa Pratipavita Visthabhirya Eva Nijarupataya Kalavi Goloka Eva Nivasatya Kilatma Bhuto Govindam Adi Purusham Tamaham Bhajami. The Parshads of the Lord, associates, and the Jivas who are Mukta, liberated, are always existing in perfect bliss in the spiritual world. So why does Hari appear in Martya Loka, abode of death? It's out of his causeless compassion for the Jivas. Karuna Ghana Vigraha. This Lord Jagannath is melted in prem. Prema Mai Kalevara. Why, people say, why is Jagannath in this form? Krishna Bhagavan, Baladev, Radha Madhav, arms, sweet smiling face, everything, feet. And Jagannath is melted. Melted in, why is he melted? Melted in prem. Melted in love. The love of his bhaktas, the love of his devotees. Bhakta Vatsalya. Of all the unlimited qualities of Hari, his Bhakta Vatsalya, his affection for the devotees, Vatsalya Matrikoti. Bhagavan's love for his devotees is more than Matrikoti, tens of millions of mothers. How much love Bhagavan has for the devotees. This is in Sastra. Vatsalya Matrikoti. Bhagavan's Bhakta Vatsalyata, love for his devotees, is more than 10 million mothers. How much love one mother has for her child? 10 millions of mothers Bhagavan has for his bhaktas. So out of this love for the bhaktas, Krishna appears on this Prithvi Loka. Anugrahaya bhaktanam manusham dehamashritam. Manusham dehamashritam. Bhagavan appears and performs Leelas, appearing like an ordinary person. But even that, he performs his supramundane pastimes, transcendental pastimes. You see Krishna, no one can say he's ordinary person. Who can lift Giriraj on his left pinky? Who can lift a mountain? You can ask. The most strong person in the world. Kardama Prabhu very strong, but I don't know if he can lift a mountain. Radha Prabhu very strong, but I don't think he can lift a mountain. Krishna is lifting Giriraj. Krishna is dancing on thousands of hood of Kaliya. Swimming in this Yamuna river when it's full of poison. But Krishna is not harmed because he is performing his transcendental pastimes. Yadrisam Tadrishi Krida. He's performing such pastimes that attract the hearts of all the jivas. That's why he performs so many transcendental lila. By hearing about, it's said that, how do we see Krishna? By which sense do we see Krishna the best way? In the Bhagavatam it says, through the ear, by hearing transcendental sound vibration from the Sastra, from Guru, from Sadhu. This goes into the heart and gives darshan of Sri Krishna. Shrinvatam swakata Krishnam punyashravana kirtana. Punyashravana kirtana. By hearing this katha of Krishna, Krishna appears in the heart. Krishna appeared in the hearts of his devotees. Like I said, Shri Vigraha appeared from your heart's devotion. Similarly, Shri Krishna, when he appeared on earth, he appeared out of the hearts of his beloved bhaktas, Devaki Vasudev, Nanda Jashoda. One thing very interesting is that whoever has love for Krishna, Krishna reciprocates. So if you have love for Krishna, you pray for him to appear, he will appear to you. But then Rukmini Mataji also has love for Krishna, he appears to her. So we can see in Vrindavan Dham, in our ashram, We have beautiful Thakurji there. But Thakurji is also the next house, the next house, the next house. In Vrindavan Dham, 5,000 mandir. And every house is also a mandir. Every house you'll see the morning time puja, shanka, bhajana, playing the concha. Every shop also, not only every house, every dukan, every shop has Gopal, Radha, Madhav. Thakurji is there. So that's why Vrindavan is so wonderful. But what I'm trying to say is that Krishna reciprocates with the devotee. Ye yatamang prapadyante tam stadhaiva pajamyaham manushya partha sarvasa. Everyone is somehow or other connected to Krishna. And as you worship Krishna, he will reciprocate with you. So now we'll come to the topic. In Goloka Dham, Krishna is always in Sambhog Lila, meeting with his devotees. So therefore Bhagavan desires to also have Viraha Lila, separation pastimes, to further enhance the prem. When you are away for a long time from your beloved, the moods of love enhance, increase. So when Bhagavan is separated from his beloveds, the mood of prem is enhanced. Shri Ram Chandra Ji with Sita Mata, to enhance the prem. Shri Krishna with Shri Radha, to enhance the prem. Therefore he performs separation pastimes. When Krishna appeared in Vraj, first we know how he came. Vasudev Maharaj, he appeared, Prakat. He manifested in the jail of Kamsa. Simultaneously, he appeared at the home of Nanda Jashoda as their darling son. So now the question is, in this world, Prithvi, when Krishna appears, Prakat Lila, in his manifest pastime, which side will get more favor? Vraja Lila and Mathura Lila, Dvaraka Lila. It's very interesting that Krishna, in his manifest pastime, he is only able, he's in one place at a time. Even though he is everywhere, he is appearing in one place. So for 10 years, he spent time in Vraja, Gokul, and then he went to Mathura Dham and to Dvaraka, Hastinapur with the Pandavas, and in Dvaraka with all the Dvarkavasis. At that time he was in Dvaraka, what was the condition of the Brajavasis? What was the condition of the Brajavasis? Krishna enhances your love for him by giving you darshan and then going far distant. This is how Krishna plays with you. Krishna, you can say he is very tribhanga, very crooked. He will appear before you, like you can do your meditation, chanting japa, and you can have some spurti of Krishna. And your heart fills with ecstasy, your hairs stand on end, tears come in your eyes, your voice chokes up. And you run towards Krishna and then he disappears. Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, Krishna himself, experiencing Radha's prem, would see Krishna appear before him and he would run to embrace Krishna. And then Krishna would disappear. Krishna is like that. How to further condense your love? Like when you take milk, boil it down, what happens? You can get rabri, sandesh, burfi, make it more and more thick. So Krishna, by giving meeting and separation, he makes our love more and more thick. But if we don't have love for Krishna, then we go about in samsara. Punarapi jannam, punarapi marnam. Suffering, birth, death, old age, disease. But even if we have love for Krishna, then he increases our love for him through viraha, separation. So therefore Krishna, he has to try to satisfy desires of all the bhaktas. He appeared to show his pastimes to the bhaktas, but then everyone wants Krishna to be with them only. The devotee thinks the devotee is ananya to Krishna, one-pointed. Correct. Ananyas chintayanto mam ye jana paripashite tesham nityabhyuktanam yogakshema vahamyaham. Ananyas chintayanto. The devotee is one-pointed to Krishna. But Krishna has so many devotees, how can it be one-pointed to only one? He will go to you, go to you, go to you. Anyone who has love for him, he will go. Kubja, love for Krishna, he went to Kubja also. Whoever has love for Krishna, Krishna will go to them. So in Brajadam, Krishna appeared for 10 years performing his pastimes, but then he had many responsibilities to fulfill. Krishna had many responsibilities. Even though he is Bhagavan, he's in Bhagavad Gita, Krishna says, I have nothing to do. I don't have to do anything. But yet, I perform my dharma, my responsibilities to show the proper example. Yad yad acharati shreshtas tat tat eva tarujara sayat pramanam gurute lokas tad anuvardate. Krishna said, if I don't do my duties, then everyone will follow that example that I set. So Krishna was only performing his playing. You see Vraja Lila. What is he doing? Stealing butter. Dancing on Kaliya to impress the gopis. Why did he dance on Kaliya's hoods? He could have just defeated Kaliya. Correct. Most of the demons he easily defeated. He didn't dance with Trinavarta. He performed his past. Putana. He didn't dance with Putana. He didn't dance with Bakasura, Agasura. Why did he dance on Kaliya's hoods? He could have just defeated Kaliya. Two reasons. He gave his footprints on Kaliya's head because Kaliya was afraid of Garuda. So he said, now my footprint is on your heads, Garuda would never disturb you. But with one pastime, Lord performs 5 or 6, 7 desires. He wanted to show the gopis how expert he is as a dancer. This is before Ras Leela. So Krishna wanted to impress the gopis. Look how expert I'm dancing. On hundreds of hoods. See, I'm Nataraj. Shiva is Nataraj. People think Shiva is Nataraj. But Shiva is studying from Krishna. Shiva and Krishna also dance and study together. And who is Krishna's teacher? Who is Krishna's teacher? Radhikara Prema Guru Ami Shishyanata. Chaitanya Charitamrita. Krishna says, Radhika is my guru. And I am dancing, her dancing pupil. One time Krishna was at Radha Kund. And he was dancing alone. And Brinda Devi saw Krishna is dancing very artistically. Very artistically. She thought, what is Krishna doing? She went to see Radharani. Radharani said, what is Krishna doing? He's dancing. Why is he dancing? So Brinda Devi asked Krishna, why are you dancing like this? He was looking at all the creepers on the banks of Radha Kund. The creepers, how they are swaying in the breeze. Dira Samire, Jamuna Tire, Basati Vane Vanamali. As the breeze goes through Vrindavan, all the creepers are beautifully swaying. And Krishna was imitating in his dance how the creepers are swaying. Brinda Devi said, what are you doing? He said, I am seeing the reflection of my Radha in all of their hearts. In Braj, everything is sentient, conscious. And they all have so much prem for Radha that they are dancing. And Krishna is saying, I am seeing my Radha's pratibimba, reflection in all these creepers. And I am learning from them how to dance. Radhikara Prema Guru Ani Shishyanata. Radhika's prem is my guru. Radhika's love is my guru, Krishna says. And I am her dancing pupil. So Krishna, he was trying to show Radhika, I have been practicing a long time, now I have to give my exam test. And Radhika, all the gopis were on the banks of Kalindi, Jamuna, watching how Krishna is dancing on Kaliya's hoods. Kaliya Nata Natayare Bhajo Krishna Kanaya. Krishna Kanaya Dauji Gabaya. And Krishna Dao was holding all the Brajabasis back. Those in Vatsalya Ras were very worried, my Krishna may die. Sakya Ras, very worried, my Krishna may die. But the gopis, they thought, just look at this Krishna. He's such a cheater. We all want to be with him, to embrace him, to dance with him. And yet he is showing off in front of all of us, embracing Kaliya. Kaliya is black, cruel, full of poison. And we are gopis, so beautiful. He's not dancing with us. He's dancing from one hood to another hood to another hood for a long time. And Kaliya, just see Kaliya, what is he doing? With all his thousands of coils, he's wrapping around Krishna, embracing Krishna, and kissing Krishna with his mouth. The gopis think, oh, we want to kiss Krishna, to dance with Krishna, and yet it's very difficult to meet with Krishna. Impossible. Our parents are holding us back. Our social dharma, maryada, everything is holding us back, and yet Kaliya, nothing, no sukriti, always venomous. He is embracing Krishna and biting him in all places, on all sides. So in this way, the gopis' rag was enhanced. Krishna is so beautiful. So So Krishna performed his very sweet, playful pastimes in Braj. Rasa Krida, his rasa pastimes. Holy Lila, holy pastimes. But then it is said, duty calls. Duty calls. We all have to grow up and take responsibilities. And Krishna said, I have to also show example. Narad Rishi came to Braj and said, Krishna Bhagavanji, you promised Prithvi Devi, you would lift the burden of the earth. You promised. Lord Brahma, Surabhi Mata, Prithvi appeared as mother cow, went to Brahmaji, said, please help me. The earth has so many demons, so many tyrannical kings. And this is causing such a burden on the earth. Please help. So they prayed at the Kir Samudra, ocean of milk. And Bhagavan Narayan said, I will come. And he gave black and white hairs to represent Krishna Balaram. Avatars. Ete changsa kalapungsa Krishnastu Bhagavan Swayam. Indrari Vyakulam Lokam. Mridayanti Yuge Yuge. Indrari Vyakulam Lokam. Those planets that are being under the tyranny of the enemies of the Devas. Indrari Vyakulam. The planet when those who are opposed to Bhagavan, those who are opposed to Dharma, when they are taking over the earth and causing problems, then Bhagavan says, I will come. Bhagavad Gita. Yada yada hi dharmasya glanir bhavati bharata abhyutanam adharmasya tadatmanam srijamyaham paritranaya sadhunam vinashaya cha duskritam dharma samstapanartaya sambhavami yuge yuge. Bhagavan Shri Krishna promised, I will come and help relieve the burden of the earth. So Naradji said, you are playing in Braj as a boy, forgetting you are Bhagavan and your responsibilities. Please come and help everyone. Vasudev Devaki, how much Vasudev and Devaki were suffering in Kamsa's prison. Kamsa is so cruel, putting stones on their chest, torturing, tormenting Vasudev Devaki. Naradji said, oh Krishna, you don't remember Vasudev Devaki, how much they are suffering. So Krishna said, yes. And Akruraji came and told Krishna, now Kamsa is arranging this wrestling match, you must come. Krishna told the Brajavasis, I'll come back in 2-4 days. 2-4 din ke baad main aunga. In 2 or 4 days I'll come back. The gopis, how much separation. Jashoda Mata, Nanda Baba. Jashoda Mata, after Krishna left, everything was shunya. They would no longer cook. The kitchen became filled with cobwebs. The cows would become skinny. The trees, the leaves fell down. No one would go out to eat. No one had any inclination to do anything. Radharani became Komalangi. She would just stay at Uddhav Keri, Prem, this place, Uddhav Keri. And Manjaris and Sakis would take care of Radhika. They would prepare a rose petal bed. And she would rest there, and immediately the roses would dry up from the heat of her separation. She would only chant Krishna, 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 Krishna. When the bumblebee came, then Radhika was Divya Unmad, in transcendental madness, speaking with the bumblebee like he is the messenger of Krishna. Said this condition of the Brajavasis after Krishna left was so full of, what is the pain of separation when you love someone? If you love someone so much, one thing is that if someone dies who you love, so much pain. But maybe even more pain is that you love them so much and yet they're very close, but you never get to see them. Krishna was in Mathura, very close to Braj, but they never got to see him. Mother Yashoda would say, in the morning time she would collect a bundle of clothes and say, I'm going to Mathura and I'll become Devaki Mata's servant. And I'll serve all day just so that night time I get to see Krishna Kanaya once. And she would go like this towards Mathura and fall down senseless in agony of separation. So Krishna, he has to try to please everyone. It's a very difficult thing. The devotees are one pointed to Krishna, but Krishna has to meet with all the devotees. So Krishna went, he killed Kamsa, right? He freed Devaki Vasudeva and the Jadavas. Then when Jarasandha kept attacking, Krishna went with everyone and manifested Dvaraka Dham. And there he married Rukmini Mata, Rukmini Devi, and all the different 16,108 queens. But the whole time Krishna was also feeling the pain. Krishna then defeated so many demons there. But he was still feeling pain, because if you have love for Krishna and you cry out to Krishna with love, Krishna also has love for you and he will cry out for you. Krishna reciprocates with the devotees. You have love for him, he also loves you. He loves everyone. Bhagavan loves everyone. Samoham sarva bhuteshu. Krishna is equal to everyone. But then he says, if they worship me with love, I also reciprocate with love. So because all the Brajavasis were crying with so much love for Krishna, Krishna every day was only crying, thinking, Ha Radhe, Ha Lalite, Ha Vishake, Ha Jashode, Oh Nanda Baba. Because they're only weeping for him, he's only weeping for them. So even in Dvaraka Dham, Krishna would be sleeping at night, Rukmini, Satyabhama, and yet they would see, he'd be very restless, rolling about, and they would wake in the morning and see the pillows would be wet with his tears. All night, Radhe, Radhe, Lalite, Vishake. And in Braj, everyone is weeping for Krishna. And Krishna is performing his responsibilities. Kurukshetra, helping Arjuna and the Pandavas, speaking Bhagavad Gita. For 100 years, Krishna was away from Braj. And the Brajavasis did not see him. One time, Kurukshetra, they saw Krishna. And they prayed to Krishna, please come back. Please come back to Braj. So Srila Jiva Goswami and Gopal Champu says, after killing Dantavakra, Krishna returned for a few days to Braj. And then from there, very quickly, they all went to Aparakrit Dham, transcendental abode. So how did Lord Jagannath appear? There's a few pastimes of the appearance of Jagannath. One is Indradumna Maharaj, but this is later to be discussed. When Krishna was in Dvaraka Dham, all the queens became astonished. Why does Krishna have so much prem for the Gwalins, the gopis? Simple cowherd girls. We are beautiful princesses, the most beautiful damsels. Thousands of Lakshmis are in the beauty of Rukmini. But yet Krishna is calling out Radhe, Lalite. Why is he so attached? So they asked Rohini Mata. Rohini Mata is, she was in Braj because she is Vasudev's Patni, Dharma Patni. But when Vasudev Devaki were in jail, they were staying with Nanda, Jashoda. Their Baladev was born also, appeared, Haladar. So the queens thought Rohini Mata is, she knows the Brajavasis, but she is also Paksha to us. She is neutral. She is Brajavasi Paksha and also our Paksha. Which side to choose, you know? They were thinking, Krishna is with us and yet he is thinking of the Brajavasis. So they said to Rohini Mata, speak to us about why Krishna has so much love for Braj. And Rukmini said, if I speak about Braj like this, Harikatha, then wherever Harikatha is going on, Krishna comes. If anyone's speaking Harikatha, Krishna comes, Hanumanji comes. Hanuman says, wherever Ram Katha is, I am there. Wherever Krishna Katha is there, Krishna is there. What is the evidence, you may say? What is the evidence? Wherever Krishna Katha is on, Krishna is there. Sastra gives the evidence. Naham vasami vaikunte yoginam hridayani cha mad bhakta yatra gayanti tatra tishtami narada. Krishna says, I am not in Vaikuntha, I am not in the yogi's heart. I leave Vaikuntha. Where? Wherever my devotees are, speaking Harikatha, I am present. So Krishna Ji is present here. That's why we've come here to speak Harikatha. Let us go to Krishna. He doesn't have to run here and there so much. Give him some rest. We can sit and speak directly for Krishna. Directly for Krishna. So Rohini Mata said, if I speak about Braj, Krishna and Balaram will come running. And if they hear directly, who knows what will happen? They will leave you. They may run back to Braj. So he said, I'll do it, but you have to keep it very secret. So they had the queen's quarters, where all the queens came together, Satyabhama, Rukmini, and Rohini Mata. She began to speak Krishna Katha, but she said Subhadra is Krishna Baladev's sister. She is also Yogamaya. So she said, I will guard the door. And if Krishna Balaram try to come inside, I will stop them. This is in the Puranas about the appearance of Lord Jagannath. So they had a big assembly hall, and Rohini was speaking very softly to all the queens in a circle. And Subhadra was at the door waiting in case Krishna Baladev come. They said when Krishna Baladev are very busy in the Sudharma Sabha, the royal assembly, over many matters, discussing with Ugrasena and all the other Yadavas. At that time, we'll have ladies Harikatha. The men, they can do their administration work. Let us speak about Krishna's pastimes in Vraj. So they're all speaking together while Krishna was occupied. And they began to tell Krishna Lila about how much love Jashoda has. So many pastimes of Jashoda Mata. She has so much love for Krishna that she can bind Krishna to the grinding mortar, Jashoda Damodar. Krishna is boundless. How can you bind Krishna? When she was trying to bind, it was always 2 fingers short. Because Krishna is Ananta. All the universes are in his belly. How can you take something and bind him? But yet Yashoda had so much love, Ajito. She conquered Ajita Krishna, Krishna is always Jita, always victorious. And yet, Yashoda had so much love for him that her love conquered Shri Krishna. Seeing her love for him, he was bound by Mother Yashoda. So how much love Mother Yashoda has for Krishna. How much love the gopis have for Krishna. She began to speak about Radhika's love for Krishna. Krishna sees Radhika and sees her love for me is thousands of times more great than my own love for her. Shri Radhaya Pranaya Mahima Kidri Sovaneva. What is the speciality, the glory of Radhika's love? Krishna is wondering this, astonished, seeing Radhika's love. Radhika has so much love for Krishna that she can tell Krishna, Jahi Madhava, Jahi Keshava, Madhava Kaitava Vadam. So much love for Krishna that she can even, out of man, tell Krishna, no, you cannot come in the Kunj. And Krishna will come to the Kunj and fall down. Jat kinkari shubahusha kaluka kuvani nityam parasya parasya sikandamoli tasya kadarasa nidir prishabhanu jayas tat keli kunja bhavanangana marjinisham. Krishna will bow down at the feet of Radhika Sakis and say, please let me see Radharani. Just from a distance, I will offer my pranam. I will offer my pranam to my Prem Guru, Shri Radha. How much love Srimati Radhika has. Krishna, he sent Baladev to Braj after he left. Oh, please pacify the Brajavasis. He sent Uddhavaji to Braj. And Uddhava, he went to Braj and what did he say? How glorious are the gopis. Bande Nanda Brajastrinam Padare Numabhikshnasa Yasam Hari Kator Gita Punati Bhuvanatrayam. Uddhavaji, the disciple of Brihaspati, the guru of the demigod, said, I offer pranam to Brajastrinam, the Braja gopis. Their Yasam Hari Kator Gitam, their kirtan to Sri Hari, Gopi Geet, Jugala Geet, Brahmara Geet, Venu Geet. This is purifying the 3 worlds. Even more dear to Krishna than the Veda Stuti is the gopis. Words of Krishna of chastisement. Krishna says, Gopi Bhartsan, the gopis chastising words to me is so dear to me even more than the Veda Stuti. Upanishadchari, Vedachari, Shrutichari, they all appeared in Braj as gopis. In the Sashtra you can see Vedachari, Shrutichari, Smritichari. They all said, let us take shelter of the gopis. Yasam Hari Kator Gitam Punati Bhuvanatrayam. And Uddhavaji prayed, Asamaho Charana Renum Jusama Hamsham Brindavanaikim Api Gulmalato Satinam. I want to appear in Braj just like a blade of grass, so that when the gopis are walking here and there, the dust from their lotus feet will come on my head. How glorious are the Brajavasis. So Rohini Mata began to speak about Braj Katha. How much love the Brajavasis have. And Krishna and Baladev, what did they do? Harikatha is going on, they are Paramatma, they know. So they left the Sudharma Sabha and began to run. They ran very swiftly to try to go to Rukmini Mata speaking Harikatha. They came to the big doors. What happened? Subhadra said, no. You cannot enter inside. This is only for the ladies. Only ladies are having Harikatha, not the men. This is very private, confidential talks. So Subhadra Mata went like this, stop. And one side is Krishna, Jagannath, one side is Baladev. Subhadra in the middle, stop. Stop. And Krishna, Baladev, we can't go inside. But from there they were hearing, and this Prem has 2 sides. Meeting, separation. These are described to be like 2 shores of a river. two sides of a river flowing together. These are the two sides of prem, love. Premamai kale varaha. Lord Jagannath appeared. This is appearing out of the Lord's sattvika bhavs. When the love rises higher and higher in separation, then it becomes sattvic bhavs manifest. Like with Mahaprabhu, the limbs all elongate or they contract. We can read in Chaitanya Charitamrita, Mahaprabhu sometimes would appear 6-8 meters long. All his joints would separate. And they would find him outside like that. And then sometimes they would see him like Kurma Roop. Everything contracted. So in Prem, the divine form of the Lord melts in Prem. That is Sri Jagannath. Melting in Prem. Sri Jagannath appeared. Bolo Jagannath Ji ki. Bolo Jagannath Baladev Subhadra Sudarshan Chakra Ji ki. Bolo Krishna Balaram ki. Jai Jai Shri Radhe Shyam. Jagannath appeared in this form. Immediately Naraji arrived. Narad Rishi said, oh, this Murti is so beautiful. No one has seen this Murti. In South India you can see Ananta Padmanabh resting. He's Lord Vishnu. And you can see Krishna, Nila Madhava, or in Vraj. Many forms of Krishna. But this form of Jagannath is very astonishing. So Narad Rishi, when Krishna appeared in this form, he said, oh, you should always be present in this form. Otherwise this would be some Kalik, for some time only. Tat Kalik. So Narad Rishi, when Krishna appeared in this form as Jagannath, Subhadra Devi also melted in Prem. So Subhadra, Jagannath, Baladev all appeared in this form. So Narad Rishi said you should always be present in this form. This is a very beautiful form. This form will teach the devotees the sadhana path, the path of sadhana. Kshetra Mandal. Lord Jagannath said, Krishna said, yes, I will appear in this form as Lord Jagannath. Jagannath, the Lord of the whole universe. And I will show everyone how to follow the proper path of sadhana, practice to achieve prem, the perfection of life. Pancham Purushartha Krishna Prem. Dharma, Artha, Kama, Moksha is the 4 Purushartha. 4 goals of human life. Religiosity, economic development, gratification of senses, liberation. But higher than that is Pancham Purushartha Krishna Prem Dharma Projita Kaitavotra Paramo Nirmat Saranam Satam Vedyam Vastavamatra Vastu Shivam Tattruta Mulanam Srimad Bhagavate Mahamuni Kriti Kimva Parerishvara Sadhyo Hridya Varudite Takritibi Shushrushabis Tachanat Nigama Kalpa Tarur Galitam Valam Sukhamukadamrita Drava Samvitam Pivata Bhagavatam Rasamalayam Mahuraho Rasika Bhuvi Bhavuka. Pancham Purushartha Krishna Prem. Beyond the 4 Purushartha. This pure Prem. So Jagannath wants to show us how to follow that process of Prem. How to achieve Prem in our life. Say Gaur, say Krishna, say Jagannath. How to achieve that Prem? Mahaprabhu showed. In Shikshastakam. Shunyayatam Virahena Me. That without Krishna my life is meaningless. That's the mood of real love. Without Krishna my life has no meaning. Ashlishava Padaratam Vinastumam Adarishnam Marmahatang Kurutva Yatadata Viradhatu Lampatumat Prana Natastus Evana Paraha. However, Krishna wants to reciprocate with me. Even if he wants to reject me, kick me away, show love to others in front of me. Krishna is my Nath. Krishna is my beloved. Krishna is my Lord. Life after life, I only know Krishna. Tumeva Mata, Tumeva Pita, Tumeva Bandhu, Tumeva Saka. Krishna, you are my life and soul. Hey Gopinath, Mama Nivedana Suno. Oh Gopinath, you are my life and soul. I have so much lust. I have so much greed. I have so much madness in this world. I am mad. But let me become mad for you. Take this energy of mine and offer it at your lotus feet. Manasa deha geho joki chumor arpiyatu pare nanda kishore. My mind, my home, my possessions. Oh Krishna, take everything and let me offer it at your lotus feet. Bhaja hure mana Shri Nanda Nandana Abhaya Charanara Vindare. Oh Krishna, this world we are all full of fear. Oh Krishna, make me Abhaya by placing me at your lotus feet. Please place me at your lotus feet. And make me Guru Devatatma. Bhayam dvitiya abhiniveshitashyat. I am separated from you, turned away from you. Therefore I am in fear in this material world. Please bring me to your lotus feet. Abhaya charanada vindare. We pray like this for Krishna. Jagannath is showing, I am praying for the Vrajavasis. Similarly, you should learn to pray in separation. Without separation, then you will not progress in bhakti. That's why it said, Ek bar dhekle chakke jal, gor bole nitai dem shakale sambal. Shradhavan jana he shradhavana jan. With faith, if you weep one tear for Krishna, then you will achieve all perfection, all spiritual strength. Baladev will give. Baladev gives spiritual strength, chit bal. And if he sees you have love for Krishna and one tear you cry for Krishna, oh Krishna, Hey Krishna Karuna Sindhu Dheena Bandho Jagatpate Gopesha Gopika Kanta Shiradha Kanta Namostute. Pray like this for Shri Krishna. Hey Krishna Karuna Sindhu, please, oh you are Karuna Sindhu, please pick me up from samsara. Mahaprabhu prays. Ayi Nanda Tanuja Kinkaram Patitang Mang Vishame Bhavam Buddho Kripaya Nija Pada Pangaja Stita Duli Sadrisam Mang Vichintaya. Oh Krishna, I am fallen in samsara. I am fallen in samsara. My senses are mad horses running in all directions trying to enjoy. And I am just like a passenger getting pulled in so many directions, suffering in this world. Oh Krishna, please accept me at your lotus feet like a particle of dust. Make me like a particle of dust at your lotus feet. Oh Krishna Bhagavan, please. We pray like this for Krishna. It said that Prem dhana vina vyarta daridra jivan dhas kurivitan more deha premadhan. Without the wealth of Prem, our life is meaningless. Prem dhana vina vyarta daridra jivan. I am poor. I am a poor beggar. Only begging Krishna for one drop of love for you. Without this love, my life has no meaning. No meaning. I'm a beggar. I may be very wealthy, but no love, then I am the most poor. More than Sudama. Nothing. Please just give me your prem and accept me as your servant. Gopi bhartur padakamalayor dasa dasanudasa. Make me the servant of your servant. This is our prayer. Let me give up all pride. Naham vipro, napi vaishyana sudra, nahang varni, nachagriha patir, navanashtu yuktirva, kintu prodya nikila paramartu pumaddo, gopi bhartu padakapanayor dasa dasana dasa. Make me the servant of your servant of your servant, of you Krishna, Gopinath. Make me your servant. So Gopinath, as Jagannath appears and shows us this path. Jagannath has so much love for Braj. If you see Jagannath in Puri Dham, his cloth has the Geet Govinda song by Jayadev Kavi in it. Stitched in the cloth. Stitched in the cloth, you'll see Geet Govinda, which is only the glories of Radha, the gopis in Braj. You can read Geet Govinda by Jayadev. Every morning, Jagannath wakes up to what? When Jagannath wakes up, he has his Mangala Arati. Who knows what is Jagannath Mangala Arati? Shrita Kamala Kucha Mandala Drita Kundala Drita Kundala Kalitala Litavana Mala Jaya Jaya Deva Hare 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 Jaya Jaya Deva Hare Hare Jaya Jaya Deva Hare. He's glorifying, hearing the glories of the Vrajabasis. Nighttime, the Devdasis dance, and he's only remembering the Vrajabasis. The Daitapatis are serving Jagannath. On one side we have Daitapatis, and one side he is being worshipped by the descendants of Vishwavasu. But the Daitapatis are preparing everything for him. They have the mood of Daita. Why is the name Daitapati? Daita means beloved. So we stayed many times in Jagannath Puri, and you meet with many of the head pandits and Daitas. And we say, what is the meaning of the name Daita? Daita is beloved. They say we all have the mood of the gopis. We worship Krishna with the mood of the gopis. You can ask the head priests, Daitapatis, how are you worshipping Jagannath? They say we worship Jagannath with the mood of the gopis, Daita. Daita means beloved. So this is the appearance of Jagannath. And then Nava Vrindavan Lila, you can read in Brihad Bhagavatamrita and Laghu Bhagavatamrita. They manifested Vrindavan Dham, second form. I don't want to go too late. In Dvaraka. And Krishna, he felt senseless in separation. They woke him up and he was seeing, oh, Jashoda, Radharani, everyone. So then they prayed, oh, we want to see Vrindavan, Krishna in Vrindavan. So they made chariots, Rath, one for Baladev, one for Subhadra and their associates, one for Baladev and their associates, one for Krishna and his associates. If you go to Rath Yatra in Puri, you'll see each they have their own chariot, Rath, and many associates with them on the chariot. And so they all went towards Braj. And as they appeared in Braj, very nearby, again Krishna was in his normal form. This is another second appearance of Jagannath. Krishna was in normal form with Baladev Subhadra going to Brajadam by chariot. The gopis were praying, oh, Anyir Hridoy Man, More Man Vrindavan. My heart is Vrindavan. I will take you on the chariot of my heart and pull you to Vrindavan. So by the power of their devotion, their love, they pulled Krishna to Vrindavan. When Krishna met in Kurukshetra with the Vrajavasis, then Narad Rishi came one day. This is also in Puranas. Narad Rishi came. Oh Krishna, without my permission you married so many queens. You didn't give me dakshin. I'm your guru. Where's my bhiksha, my dakshin? So Krishna said, okay, take what you like. He said, you sit on one side of the scale and however much weight you have in gold or whatever can weigh you, whatever can equal you, you give to me. He said, you give me yourself to me. Krishna said, how can I give yourself to you? I am with everyone here. So okay, whatever is equal to you, give to me. So I'll sit on one side, and whatever you can put on the other side equal to me, I'll take. So Rukmini, Mata, Lakshmi, Satyabhama, everyone gave all their bangles, necklaces, gold, everything on one side. But Krishna was not equal in weight to that. Krishna was still down, gold was still up. So they became astonished, just like this is another lila, like Jashoda, she was trying to bind Krishna with thread. And they brought all the rope from all the houses in Vraja. They said, okay, let's go to Mathura and get everything from Kansa also. Finally, by her praying, Krishna was bound. So in the same way, Krishna is here. How can you measure Krishna? Krishna is immeasurable. What you can measure is Maya. Niyate anaya iti Maya. You can measure something, that's Maya. Krishna is immeasurable. How can you weigh him and balance the weight of Krishna? So all the wealth of Dwarka was on one side, but it could not equal Krishna. Aishwarya Shitil Prem Nahi Mor Prita. Krishna said, only opulence, wealth, that doesn't win my heart. Love, devotion wins my heart. Krishna said, you cannot buy me. I am Bhagavan. Lakshmi is my consort. Wealth personified, that is Lakshmi, she is mine. You cannot buy me with wealth. So then, Narad Rishi said, okay, you ask Radharani. Radharani and the gopis were there. So they took all the gold, everything off the scale and went to Radharani. And Radharani do. She took one tulsi leaf, Brinda Devi, and put one tear and gave it to the queens. And they put that on the scale. What happened? Came down, Krishna went up. Bolo Shri Radharani ki. Okay. Radharani's love. How powerful is Radharani's love? More heavy than Shri Krishna. The weight of Radharani's love. The weight. Radharani is Guru. Guru means heavy. Guru means something very heavy. Guru is not Lagu, light. Lagu is light, Guru is heavy. So Radharani is Krishna's Prem Guru. And she gave this symbol of her love as the tulsi leaf with one tear, put it down. Bas. Krishna became Lagu. Radhika's Prem is Guru. And they took this tulsi leaf and gave to Naradji. And Narad began to dance. Hari Bol, Hari Bol, Hari Bol, Hari Bol. Bolo Shri Krishna ki jai. And everyone began to see how glorious are the Brajavasis. So after some time, at that time in the meeting in Kurukshetra, Nanda Baba said, come back to Braj. It's been 100 years. You should be equal to everyone. Samoham, Sarvabhuteshu. For 100 years you are in Dwarka, for 10 years you are in Braj. Where's the equality? come back. Krishna said, I have so many responsibilities, I'm not done yet. I have to do this and this and this and this and this. They said, you must come back. So Krishna said, very soon I'll come back. So Nanda Baba, everyone left, and then they prepared the Rath carts. After some time passed, after some Leela, Dvaraka sunk, they had the Prabhas, Kshetra, Yuddha. Krishna, they prepared the Rath carts, and then they all went to Vrindavan. But Krishna was again in his normal form. Beautiful Muralidhar form. As they entered Vrindavan, Baladev, so first they met Nanda, Jashoda, everyone, Sakas, everyone. Sakas were all, the Sakas had so much love for Krishna that when the Sakas were in the forest, they never went home that day. They came back with Nanda Baba. They never went back to their homes. They just stayed in the forest because they said, Krishna said he was coming back tomorrow, so we better wait. Krishna said, I'll come back in a few days. So the whole time, 100 years, the Sakas are living in the forest like rishis. And anytime, like a wind blows through the trees and they hear a sound like a flute, they run. Where's Krishna? Where's Krishna? Krishna's coming. And they see no Krishna, they fall on the ground lifeless, senseless. So when Krishna came, all the Sakas' life came back into their bodies. They embraced Krishna with so much love. Nanda Jashoda, they embraced Krishna. And then Baladev and Subhadra, they began to speak with the Sakas, and Subhadra with the parents, so that Krishna would get a chance to see Radharani. Because Radharani will not come in front with everyone. It's Parakiya Prem. So everyone was like this speaking, Nanda Jashoda Sakas, and Krishna went alone to Uddhav Keri, where Radhika is with the Manjaris and Sakhis. And there Shri Krishna, as he approached, it's described that Lalita Vishaka, they whispered in Radhika's ear, oh, Krishna has come. Radhika is thinking, so many times I thought Krishna came back after 100 years. Every day it's like I have a spurti of Krishna. But yet Krishna has not come. This must be getting my false hopes up again. No, Krishna has come. Rupa, Rati, everyone said Krishna has come. And the fragrance of Shri Krishna entered Srimati Radhika, and she smelled, oh, Krishna. And she opened her eyes and saw Krishna is at the door of the Kunj. Before, Krishna would beg, oh Radhika, oh Manjari Gan, oh Sakhi Gan, let me enter the Kunj. They would not let him enter. Now Krishna is very humbly waiting at the door of the Kunj. Please, and with folded hands, Krishna is feeling so much dinata, humility. For so long I have been gone, and now I am coming back. So Krishna is like, in a very humble mood, praying to Srimati Radhika, let me again have your merciful glance. Radha Kripa Kataksha Bhajanam. Oh Radhika, glance at me with love and mercy. And Srimati Radhika opened her eyes, and with this sidelong glance saw Krishna. Krishna with sidelong glance saw Shri Radha. And they both melted in prem. Bolo Shri Jagannath ki jai. In this way, Lord Krishna appeared again as Jagannath. Second appearance of Jagannath, also in the Puranas. This is the appearance of Shri Jagannath. And the third appearance is through Indradumna Maharaj, how he appeared as Dharu Brahma. Dharu Brahma. And beautiful pastime, how he was manifested by the sculptor into this form of Jagannath. This was Vishwakarma, manifesting Jagannath, Baladev, Subhadra, Sudarshan. In 4 forms of Dharu Brahma, Lord Jagannath appeared, and Mother Gundicha, she opened the gate early. He said, I need 21 days. She opened after 14 days. And Jagannath with Krishna was still in this form. Indradumna Maharaj had spurti, realization of Nila Madhav, Krishna. So he was saying, I want Krishna to appear in Murti form. But yet, Gundicha Devi opened the gates early. And he said, if someone disturbs my work, because he's a devata, mortal man cannot see his work. So they opened it early and he disappeared. And Jagannath was there in this form. And Indradumna Maharaj was very upset. Oh, I wanted to see my Krishna, Nila Madhava. But then Krishna appeared to him saying, no, I made a promise to Naradishi I would be in this form. This is my form showing my love for the devotees. So much love that I melt in love for them. So he said, I will always be present in this form. Kshetra Mandal Nilachal Dham. So these are some of the glories of Sri Jagannath, how he has appeared. And Padmini Ekadasi, Lakshmi Devi, Rukmini, she said, she hearing the glories of Krishna and Braj, Lakshmi Devi herself, what did she do? She came to Belvan and she began to perform tapasya. In Brajadam, one of the forests is Belvan, across the Jamuna. When we do Brajmana Prikrama, you can go to Belvan. Lakshmi Devi is there. She is Padmini. And she herself is there praying for entrance into Braj to Krishna's Rasa Leela. In Brahma Samhita, Chintamani Prakara Sadmasukalpa Vriksha Laksha Pradeshu Surabhira Vipalayantam Lakshmi Sahasra Satasam Brahma Sevamanam. Thousands of Lakshmis are in Braj serving Sri Krishna. So Padmini, Lakshmi Devi came to Braj there to serve all the Brajavasis. Such is the glories of Ekadasi Tithi. She took shelter of Ekadasi Tithi and said, please let me take shelter of you and serve Sri Krishna and serve the Brajavasis. Krishna says, who are my real devotees? Those who are the devotees of my devotees, they are my real devotees. Aham bhakta paradino. I am subordinate to my devotees. Sadhavo hridayam mayam, sadhavo hridayam tvayam. Maranyattena jananti naham tevyo manasapi. I only know my devotees. They are in my heart. I am in their hearts. I know no one else. So Krishna said, you try to worship me, I don't accept your worship. You worship my devotees, I accept your worship. So Lakshmi herself, Padmini Ekadasi Tithi, on Padmini Ekadasi Tithi, she came to Belvan and began to serve the Brajavasis, serve Krishna's Bhaktas. So today we'll stop here and we'll hear one more bhajan and then we'll have Ekadasi Prasad, Anukalpa. बोलो जगन्नाथ की, जगन्नाथ बलदेव सुभद्रा सुदर्शन चक्रजू की, श्री कृष्ण बलराम की, राधा माधव जी की, गौर प्रेमानंदे हरि हरि बोल।
राधे तू मेरी स्वामिनी, मैं राधे को दास, जन्म जन्म मोहे दीजिए श्री वृंदावन में वास। राधे तो बड़ी भागिनी, कौन तपस्या कीन, तीन लोक का रण तरण आज तेरे आधीन। तीन लोक का रण तरण आज तेरे आधीन। वृंदावन धाम अपार, जपे जा राधे राधे। वृंदावन धाम अपार, जपे जा राधे राधे। वृंदावन धाम अपार, जपे जा राधे राधे। राधे अलवेल सरकार, जपे जा राधे राधे। राधे अलवेल सरकार, जपे जा राधे राधे। जो राधा गावे, वो प्रेम पदार्थ पावे। 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 राधे सब वेदन को सार, जपे जा राधे राधे। राधे सब वेदन को सार, जपे जा राधे राधे। राधे 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 Bako hoy jaave ra paare jabe radhe radhe vrindavan ram paare jabe radhe radhe vrindavan ram paare jabe radhe radhe. Everybody try to sing. Vrindavan ram apar jabe radhe radhe. वृंदावन धाम अपार जपे जा राधे राधे वृंदावन धाम अपार जपे जा राधे राधे वृंदावन धाम अपार जपे जा राधे राधे वृंदावन में राधे जगन में राधे राधे श्याम राधे 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 राम न हो तो रस राज विचारा हो तो राधा नाम न हो तो रस राज विचारा हो तो नहीं हो तो कृष्ण अवतार जपे राधे राधे रावण धाम अपार जपे राधे राधे वृंदावन धाम अपार जपे राधे राधे बंसी बदने राधे 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 जीवन में राधे 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 सावन के लेला मत जानो गुड़ की लेला सावन के लेला मत जानो गुड़ की चेला या मेरे से मुने या मेरे से मुने या मेरे से मुने गाय हार जबे जा राधे राधे वृंदावन धाम जबे जा राधे राधे वृंदावन धाम अपार जबे जा राधे राधे वृंदावन धाम अपार जबे जा राधे 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 वृंदावन धामय तो वृंदावन में आयो राधा नाम गायो वृंदावन में आयो राधा नाम गायो तो वृंदावन में आयो राधा नाम गायो वृंदावन में जीवन है बेकार जपे जा राधे राधे वृंदावन धाम पार जपे जा राधे राधे वृंदावन धाम पार जपे जा राधे राधे वृंदावन धाम पार जपे जा राधे राधे भजे जा राधे राधे 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 अलबेला राधे अलबेला राधे अलबेले सरकार जपे जा राधे 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 अलबेले सरकार जपे जा राधे 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 अलबेले सरकार जपे जा राधे राधे वृंदावन में राधे राधे वृंदावन में राधे राधे श्याम राधे 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 राधे
Sadhu, sadhu, sadhu. So we have big arti and then prasad.
Big art, yeah, otherwise late. Unless you are happy, we can go till 10, 11.
Nine.